Why would one guy need two T-dubs? And what exactly is the master plan for this 2005 Yamaha TW200? Hey folks, this is B-Dub on a T-Dub. I really appreciate you tuning in to the channel. So I'm pretty excited today to introduce a project that I'm going to be sharing with you on the channel, and that is what I'm calling Project Road Goat. So this is my 2005 Yamaha TW200 that I bought on an online auction a couple of months ago. You may have seen the video there. So I ended up buying two bikes. I have subsequently sold the 2006 and I have kept the 2005. Couple of reasons for that. The 2006 did not have a title and I didn't want to go through monkeying around with getting the title, and it had a little something going on in the front end. I'm not sure exactly, but it would pull a little bit on pavement. So decided to keep the 05 here and build it up. So my goal here is to build a kind of a real 50-50 bike. So my 2022 Yamaha T-Dub, I would consider set up 90-10 for off-road and 10% on-road. A lot of that has to do with the aggressive tires that I have on there. And I want to have a bike set up that I can jump on the road, and if I end up riding 300 miles of blacktop in a given weekend, it is what it is. I'm not worried about wearing out tires or anything like that. So I want to go through real quickly the vision that I have for the modifications I want to make to this machine and share that with you. And I think it'd be kind of fun. It's always one of those, you have this plan, you have this vision, but then ultimately how close did you end up actually coming to executing that plan is part of what we want to dive into here. So I'm going to start at the front of the bike and walk my way back and just kind of share with you what modifications I'm envisioning. So let's start up front. We'll work our way back. So front tires, so these tires are literally 21 years old, so don't really trust them. Got a little bit of weather checking on them and all that kind of stuff. So I do have a Shinko 241, which is kind of the trials pattern that I ran on my 2022, and I like that tire for on-road and off-road. So I'm going to take that Shinko 241 as the game plan and put that on the front. And then the forks, I definitely want to raise the bike, but I'm going to do a little more of an economy version on the fork. So instead of getting the longer damper rods and the emulators and all that stuff, really what I'm primarily concerned with is the lift. So what I'm going to do is get the Bradley tube extensions, and that will allow me to lift the bike, and I'm also going to put the heavier springs in it. So that's going to be the game plan on the front forks. The headlight, I'm going to do one of two things. I'm not decided yet. I'm either going to go with the Bradley brackets with the two rectangular light bars, or I really kind of like the look of the two round headlights in kind of the Baja cage or whatever you want to call it. So something different is going to happen with the headlights. So one of those two options. Plan on running the stock bars. I do want to put the Tusk D-Flex handguards on there. Going to swap out the mirrors to some adjustable mirrors. Definitely going to put the pivot bar risers onto here, so that will allow the bars to not only be raised but also move forward to give me a little more cockpit room. Wider foot pegs, which is almost standard on here, and I am going to lower the foot pegs as well. So that will be I've already bought the Bradley lowering brackets for the pegs, so wider pegs, and put the lowering brackets on there. The seat, I'm going to cheat a little bit. So I bought the quick release seat pins, and my plan is, since I have a Seat Concepts tall comfort seat on my 2022 with the quick release pins, and I'm only going to be riding one at a time, instead of investing in another seat, I'm just going to pull the pins and put the Seat Concept seat on whichever bike I'm riding that given day. So that's the plan there. Gearing. So I'm leaning toward running a 45 tooth rear sprocket instead of the 50. So If I never go over 55 miles an hour on this bike, I'm completely fine with that. The only reason that I'm looking for the gearing is if I do longer highway travels or back road travels at, you know, 45, 50, 55 miles an hour. Just looking to have something that's not going to cause the bike to be totally, you know, wound out for extended periods. So that would be the plan on the gearing. I am going to run the, I think it's the HD Touring lift shock from Bradley in the back, so that will match the lift from the front forks with the back, and it also will be sprung for a bigger guy. And as I am going to explain here, I'm probably going to go with a cycle rack. So, you know, if you see my recent video, I'm a fan of the Tusk rack for the type of riding that I do with my 2022 in the woods and that kind of deal. But I like the larger area for moto camping, and then I'm also going to put some side racks on for some probably soft luggage or something, you know, panniers of some type. So that's the quick game plan. Engine and exhaust I'm going to keep completely stock. I want to keep it quiet for the extended road trips, and that should pretty well set the bike up for what I want to do with it. So I've got, you know, I mentioned the moto camping. So I camp on the ice during ice fishing, and, you know, I've been elk hunting and camping and all that stuff. So I've done a lot of that stuff, but I've never done moto camping. So I'm looking forward to having a machine that I can do some moto camping in, and this will be my primary weapon for moto camping. And then my wife and I have a small cabin about 3 hours east of here, kind of in the lower tip of Michigan's Upper Peninsula, and like to do some treks over there. And about an hour or so away from there, my family has an off-grid cabin that my dad and uncle and grandfather built in the early 1970s, late 60s. So it'd be kind of cool just to jump on the T-Dub, maybe do a moto camp night on the way over there, and hit one or both of those cabins in a couple of different trips. So this is Project Road Goat. I hope you enjoy the upcoming videos. Look forward to shooting the different accessory and wrenching modification videos. So hopefully you guys can get some information out of that, and we will bring it to you as we start wrenching. So this is B-Dub on a T-Dub. Like I always say, keep your two tires dirty.